Hello, this is Shaun Richards of Not Yes Man's Economics, and I want to run through something today that is actually quite a big deal. There's various issues, particularly at a time like this, how you even measure economic growth. Something in normal times is an issue, but right now, because of all the changes in the economy, some sectors booming, like say online sales, other sectors really struggling, like say petrol sales when very few people were driving. So they're big shifts. And it creates problems as to knowing even where we are, let alone where we're going. And in fact, as I'm about to explain, we don't really even know where we were or where we've been. This has been highlighted in the UK by some research that actually popped up a couple of years ago, but has come to more prominence now, concerning the telecommunications sector. Now, most of you will be thinking that there's been enormous growth there, which there has been. One of the ways this has come about, though, is through lower prices, or, if you wish to put that another way, getting more for less. Now, this has caused a lot of trouble around the world as to how this is measured, and this comes into a sort of conceptual issue when you're looking at economic output or inflation, which is trying to measure quality. Another area where this comes up to is computer games, for example, where a game's fashionable, and then suddenly it's unfashionable. That's a big shift, but of course the game's the same. These things are not easy. Coming back to telecommunications though, the UK statisticians, over a long period, decided that basically prices hadn't changed. Now that's pretty ridiculous because we all know that lots of them have in the area, and there's been a big shift. The new research has suggested that once you allow for that, and in some cases they've seen falls of 95%, you can see that then you think, well, if you come back to the output and apply that, the real value of that was a lot higher. So in certain areas, the amount of growth's been 8 times higher than what was originally recorded. If we start now looking at the wider economy, so that will mean high GDP when it plays in, but there's also issues for things like productivity. That's been an issue in the UK as well as many places around the world. One of the particular issues for the UK was, you've guessed it, the telecom sector. We can take that forwards as well to inflation. Those of you who follow these updates will know I've given areas where inflation's been higher, but in this, it looks like it's been lower than we've been told. And that will click through some of the numbers. This provides food for thought when we look at an economy, when, as I said, we don't know where we were. And at the minute, if we apply that, it makes a really big deal. You may not be aware, but the current inflation numbers, GDP numbers, apply weights for like the pre-COVID-19 era. Now, there's been quite a lot of changes. Less commuting, back to the petrol point I said before. But for example, in the UK, public transport use has collapsed. Both, there's less of it. Also, on the other side of the coin, people don't want to use it for obvious reasons. So there's a shift. Online's up. So as we look through the economy, the things that we used before don't apply anymore. Now, as we bring back to measures like when we say recently that in April, UK GDP dropped by 20%, the real truth is that we know it dropped by quite a bit, but as to actually any precision, we can't possibly say that, because the numbers we're applying are all wrong. Now, as we look forwards, there are other questions. For example, how much will people's behaviour remain the same? How much will it change? Again, these weights that I was just discussing, will they continue to be appropriate or wrong? So, in terms of statistics and economics, we've just served ourselves a large slice of humble pie. Thank you.